By the time Far From Home is over and the credits start rolling, you probably connected a few dots that not everything is as it seems, specifically with Nick Fury. And then we find out he's Talos, and Nick Fury's been up in space living with the Skrulls. But for how long? That's what a lot of people are worried about, because they think it could take away some of the impact of what's happened in Avengers Endgame. So now we actually have an answer, so let's look into this. So the big worry with Nick Fury was, how long has he been a Skrull? Was he a Skrull ever since, like, the Avengers incident? Was it before that? Was it after that? Was he a Skrull all the way back to the events of Captain Marvel on Earth? And certainly I can see why people would be worried, because let's say, for example, it wasn't Nick Fury that was at the funeral of Tony Stark. That kind of takes away from it. And John Watts, the director of Far From Home, recently talked about this, and he specifically said that the Nick Fury we saw all the way up to this point in all the other films was Nick Fury. That was not Talos, that was not another Skrull. And he believes that ever since Tony Stark passed away, that was still Nick Fury at the funeral. But after that, he got together with the Skrulls, they came up with some sort of plan, Talos and his wife started impersonating Nick Fury and Maria Hill, and Nick Fury's out there kind of being a liaison to whatever he's doing in space, which obviously Marvel Studios is going to explain in the future. And this to me is really good that they explain this, because I can understand, I kind of felt the same way watching the film. I was like, wait a second, if he's been a Skrull, let's say for like a decade or something, that takes away a lot of impact of Nick Fury. To me, that would kind of just be in one of these stupid gags, almost like how he got the scar on his eye, where a lot of people are like, man, that's kind of stupid, you played it up for a gag. Like, that wouldn't work with me. So I'm glad that they came out and said this is how it is. It's like, no, it's only been a little bit of time because Nick Fury needed to be out there, but he also wanted to be here, so things are changing. And clearly I think Marvel is planning to explore this down the road, because they're not just going to leave it there. I mean, there's Skrulls impersonating people on Earth now. You're not just going to let that go. Like, that's an entire event in the comics. It's good to know Nick Fury has been Nick Fury for 99.9% of the time we've been following him in the MCU.